Previously on the Game Woven podcast, we viewed the highest height of Tarsig in the old stock exchange, Strut Titan, the offices and boardrooms of those who truly run the city, looking down from the glass floor hidden in the clouds. Beneath the city streets of Ocean View, those visibly mutated by the arcane pollution are paid to live their days out of sight from polite society. In the sewers, foundations, and tunnels, the denizens of Plague Town have made a society of their own, with some of the most vibrant art and nightlife Tarsig has to offer. Finally, we explored the argent, echoless halls of a pure silver cave near the steam vent in the Caldera's center. Safe from unfriendly eyes and ears, it is where the Boiler Room witches refine their arts and share their unique disciplines to the trusted few, assuming they can find their way in.
Bree, it's time for you to wander the city. Do we want a neighborhood landmark or Raisiton?
So I've been playing around with a couple of different ideas for resident, but I think I figured out what the resident is going to be. No one remembers their name anymore. Around the time of the attack, they had been called into a meeting because they were in trouble for something. They had been caught. So when they got called away, they tried to basically destroy the proof that they were there. And they got hit by a really big wave of magic. And now no one remembers them.
So this is a person who was imprisoned? You hit me with too many pronouns. Too many theys in there. I'm not sure who is who here. Sorry.
Just like our podcast.
This resident was in trouble with one of the big bosses when the attack happened.
Okay.
And that got the big bosses distracted away, so that's when the resident, who maybe was like an analyst or something, took advantage of that to try and get rid of the proof of that they were the one who did what they did.
Ooh, okay.
And the magic hit. And now no one remembers, like, anything that they do, no one remembers who did it.
Basically, the magic decided to fuck with them because it hit them when they were trying to erase their
problem.
Yeah, so now, I mean, it was tough at first when they realized, like, every time they did something, people wouldn't remember it, but then they realized they could do a lot of good with it because they saw a lot of really messed up stuff going on. So now there is this figure who is able to go around, and when they interact with people, they're like, oh, hi, it's you, and then the second they walk away, it's just like memory fuzzes out of their brain.
It's the silence from Doctor Who.
Getting big, invisible Life of Addie LaRue vibes.
Yeah.
Yes. Title or common name is just referred to as the wraith. The ghost.
Great.
Where did all the records of this person's debt go? Oh, it must have been the wraith. It must have been the ghost. You just need to take better care of your stuff. And we see someone walking down the hall as that argument happens, just holding a sheaf of papers that gets stuck into the fire.
What's really fun about this is they're not actually, like, when they call this person the ghost or the wraith, they're not actually referring to the person, they're referring to the mythology around the person, but they can't actually directly name the person. There's a little bit of a do-si-do with the identity of the individual. So for a vignette, you want, like, some people sort of sorting out what's going on, or?
I picture that they sometimes cause chaos up in the Strut Titan, but they also will sometimes go and they're trying to even things out. So they go a little bit of everywhere. anyone has ideas for an argument that could be happening in Strut Titan.
I kind of have something. I would love it if we started a scene where a few of us, all four of us maybe, are having a conversation around this, and then you enter as the Wraith, get what you want, and then we just completely have no idea. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, just like having a conversation about, maybe it's like, maybe someone's figured out the location of the boiler room witches, or just something like that.
I've got something. All right, I'm gonna be an investigator, and y'all are my team, and we're in Strut Titan in like an office. The scene is nighttime in an investigator's office, and I think, oh God, I don't want to say I do the J. Jonah Jameson thing where I pound my fist on the table to open the scene, but I'm like pounding my fist on the table and says, "What do you mean we don't have any information on who led the attack?"
Well, sir, what I mean is, sir, that we, sir, had some, sir. We had a few leads. We had some great notes. We had one of those fancy, the boxes where they paint a little portrait. We even had a couple of those, and sir, and we don't have them any longer, sir. They seem to have been misplaced.
Weren't you watching?
No,
Not you, them.
Oh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I specifically asked you to keep an eye on them and make sure that they didn't misplace anything.
I did, sir. I swear. I promise. I don't know what happened.
yeah. This actually does raise a good.
remember.
They have definitely been derelict in their duties of making sure that I don't misplace anything. How dare you? How dare you let me down like that?
Sorry?
Sir, I don't know if I can work under these conditions, sir. This is I'm
Sir,
disappointed
I think
in
I
you.
have to agree with them. I don't know that I can work under these conditions, sir.
All right, well then how about this? We'll switch things up. You, the character
Yeah.
that Zad's playing, you're gonna keep
sir.
an eye. You're gonna keep an eye on the character that Emily's playing.
Okay.
The character that Emily's playing, you're on box duty.
Sir, yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir, absolutely, sir. Right away, sir.
Now listen, what's the new lead that I heard about on the Boiler Room Witches? I heard it's maybe not a rumor that they might have been involved.
Yes, sir. This was in a box. We had the notes. We had a map, a very handy map that was written down in a box. I have put that box right over there around that corner. It is, however, no longer my responsibility. So, character that Emily's playing, I will observe as you go fulfill your contractual obligations and go pick up that box.
I will investigate that box, sir. I'd be honored to.
A real honor. Real class act, this character that Emily's playing.
Oh,
Would
yeah.
never want to
Yeah,
work with
absolutely.
anybody else.
Oh, thanks. I didn't mean what I said. You gotta stop using me as your scapegoat, man. Make someone up.
Shh. You can't just... But you're just like right there. I'm sorry. I'll do better in the future. Let me...
I imagine
one
we
of
are
you go
saying
get the box,
we are
please.
both saying this like while standing over the box, just slowly picking it up.
No. I can't pick up the box. Your responsibility to pick up the box. I've just got to watch you. I'm going to actually watch you from around this corner here. I'm watching them, sir.
I'm great at handling boxes. Yeah, you have to watch me. Keep your eyes on me. I'm great at handling boxes.
Then you shouldn't have taken the box job.
As this conversation is happening, another figure comes up and picks up the box, walks into the room to talk to the captain, and says, I have a special delivery for you.
Ah, sent by courier. Smart, safer that way.
Thank you, sir.
Exactly. So, if you wouldn't mind showing me some form of ID.
What? You're in my office.
Well, protocol, I gotta make sure I'm giving things to the right person before I hand it to them, so if I could just see your ID.
I would vouch for you, sir, but my job at the moment is to watch them holding the box.
My job is to make sure that the box is secure, so...
We could vouch for you, sir, but pay scale.
Well, it looks like we've all got a job to play here, and your job is to check my identification, and my job is to show you my identification. And so, show you my identification, I will. And
Yes,
he
sir.
opens up his cloak and pulls out his crest and hands it over. I think that you will see that everything is in order here.
Excellent. Perfect. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Walks out with the box and your identification.
Hey, wait a second. That's supposed to be my box.
Door shuts.
Beat. All right. Well, is one of you gonna go get the box or not?
It is not my responsibility to go get the box, sir. Weren't you going to get the box? You picked up the...
Yeah.
Didn't you pick up the box?
Thought I did, but I guess I thought about it too hard because I don't see the box. I'm gonna go grab the
Well-
box now, sir.
I watched them pick up the box.
What the hell? My crest is gone. And scene.
I really want to make a box ghost joke, but I don't know who that's for.
That
Yeah.
was a whole.
Beware!
There's just like a little note at the bottom. Later that day, the insignia ended up in a pile in the gutter cat.
Oh no! Give it to the gutter cats.
Okay, I've been wanting to yell the whole fucking time. They're the alley cats.
Sorry.
Y'all have been calling them gutter cats the entire episode. As one, and every time, like,
It's the
there's
gutter
no time
cat
for me to.
king.
They're the gutter cat king, and they're the alley cats.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
My bad. The true name is going to be, and then you overlay what I'm saying here with the sound of TV static. And that's it.
Okay, yeah.
Redacted is another fun one.
That's the alternate name. That's what it is when people are very angry at them.
I was just gonna call them Gerald.
I mean, Gerald could have been their name.
I think there might be some people who are more aware that there's definitely like an entity or an individual that exists in this matter, but
You're just an urban legend.
yeah.
Other names that I have on here is who? And Gaslight, because it's like you're gaslighting people. That's the job.
Yeah, you're ghastly. You're a ghost and gaslight.
Instead of gaslight, it's ghostlight.
That's kind of fun too.
I think maybe the reason that things are building up but haven't gotten worse is because the things that the people in charge need to make it worse keep disappearing.
Gerald's been stealing shit.
Yeah, that's
Keep
Gerald's game.
showing up in interesting places that are useful and poignant.
Yeah. There are some theories that her name that used to be someone named Jane, but no one's been able to confirm anything.
I think that rips. I think we're ready for an event. Eventa.
In the old stock exchange, I think that there is this ramping of tension as things begin to become slightly more tense in the streets. There's an increased security presence, primarily over in Respite, but even in Ocean View. There is a desire to just see more people in uniform.
I think
As
it's reprieve,
things-
not respite.
What? Reprieve.
It's reprieve.
Reprieve. Sorry, my bad. Over in Reprieve.
Same guy, different hat.
Yeah, that's where the main crackdown is happening. But, like, there's been reports of more mutants being sighted in Ocean View than usual as they're coming up from Plague Town. There's discussions of things just kind of mysteriously going missing and these ghost stories going around. People out on the struts swear they hear weird tapping on the pipes. And what happens is, at the old stock exchange, a group of, we're going to say, 10 very rich looking people descend from the clouds, and they take the long way down, or they take a special elevator down to the ground floor and set themselves up in that domed amphitheater. I think actually the dome itself retracts, and everybody comes out to the railings to look over into the center of this courtyard as the oldest amongst them gives an announcement, and I think declares martial law, it declares martial law within Tarsig. Says that soon a company of mercenaries from a neighboring, from like the neighboring area, will be coming in order to help maintain order and keep the peace, so that security forces can be redirected to finding the terrorists who have so heavily damaged Strut Bison. And I think that's just kind of the shockwave. Just a bunch of external troops are brought into the city, and things begin to slide into just getting worse. And that is the event. So everybody else gets to take on a voice of a city and ask a question, state an opinion, or show a consequence.
I just throw in it might have taken a while for that note to actually leave the tower to hire the mercenaries because it kept disappearing.
Yeah, that's why they made the public order, so that like it had to be known. Like they had to send people out.
A single note can disappear, but if they put enough notes, they can't all vanish before people know.
Yeah, even if you get the cats to help.
Can the cats remember the wraith, or do they just have this weird memory of something told me to do this?
Cats can see things that other people don't. I feel like cats can...
The literal cats remember, the humans don't.
They can only remember when they're in cat form.
Yeah. So, declaring martial law, we have a lot of rebellious, slightly to the left of abiding the law groups going on. So, I mean, I like the alley cats a lot, so I'm gonna go back to them. Okay, I like them a lot. So I think a consequence is the alley cats take on more of a helpful role to the rest of the city that's like dealing with these foreign like mercenaries. Like rather than spending most of the time just stealing to keep themselves alive, it's now more like using that stealth to like keep people in touch with loved ones that like might be separated through the new like laws, or like getting messages here and there, maybe smuggling things to like the different parts of the city under like the guards' noses to keep people safe and comfortable. They're doing it entirely as cats, so to everyone around there's just really helpful cats running around.
It's the goodest kitties.
Unfortunately, I think that means the mercenaries are like on the lookout for just stray cats now, and there's like a dog catcher situation, but you know, for cats. Like they think there's some like cat mage somewhere commanding them all, but no, it's just the cats being cats, you know. So I think that's like they're simultaneously taking more of an active role in opposing the oppression, but also they're like more in the line of fire by doing so.
My instinct says that an opinion of like the richer, more affluent people in Ocean View, they thought that this was going to be like a good thing. It'll keep things more under control, and very quickly found out, oh no, this affects us too. We have lost our immunity to the problems of Tarsig, and now suddenly we are also under someone else's control, and they don't like that. At the same time that they are seeing more mutations amongst themselves, they are facing the consequences of their actions, and they are thinking, maybe something is actually wrong here.
Wow, I like that a lot. It's really good. 3. Ask a question, list a consequence, or state an opinion.
So a consequence? I think before they show up, before the mercenaries show up, a lot of people just kind of just disappear. The boiler room witches essentially go to ground.
Oh.
And they take some others with them. So they go into They go into the ultimate boiler room. They go into their safe haven to start preparing and organizing and helping where they can. And they probably get some help from the wraith too. So, as part of that consequence, the higher-ups realize just how many people were part of the boiler room witches or connected to them, because I think it's a lot of people who just disappear.
Part of me wonders if they even suspect that it's the boiler room witches, because have we established that the uppers like really know what's going on there?
There's theories, but they have no proof. They're just like, I know there's people doing magic, but they don't know anything. With that, I don't think they disappeared then. If they're confident that no one knows about it, I don't think they disappeared, but I think they start expanding the ways that people can get into that space if people need to hide. So they don't all disappear, but they do start basically setting up ways to get people to that safe space and bring in food.
I'm trying to like imagine this from the perspective of the corporate bosses, and I think it still would look like people disappearing, but I wonder if they're smuggling people down or they're disappearing for training. But then they've also got these mercenaries who are likely just arresting people with impunity. They've probably got people fleeing town. I wonder if they think that like their prisons are just getting loaded with people because of these mercenaries, because Emily already established that like there are doubts being sown about this choice that the very, very upper echelons made. So I think the rumors are just going fucking buck wild right now.
In that case, I think it's more of they grow in power, they grow in number. More people. Because there's also the fact that a lot more people just got exposed. So the boiler room witches start to grow in number and power.
And it's people who previously weren't exposed to the magic. So instead of being concentrated in those who would work in the factories around it, it's now coming from literally anywhere in Tarsig.
Yeah, so you have people from all echelons finding their ways to the different boiler rooms and other places to learn magic, and it's like, maybe it's not that bad.
And Zad, you get to close it out. You get the last opinion.
It is the opinion of we, the business leaders of the Tarsig Chamber of Commerce, as well as the mayoral office and Center for Public Development and Growth, that once the terrorists are found and arrested and brought to justice, this present crisis will fade and end. This is merely a temporary arrangement. I expect work disruptions to be manageable, and for all of this to be resolved within, we'll say the next couple of weeks. And that is the opinion of somebody with a lot of authority, or at the very least a spokesperson.
Who is so dumb.
That was a whole lot of PR.
The picture as they're saying this, people who are standing on the struts can like feel a rhythm being tapped through all the pipes, like vibrating through their feet. That's like a rallying cry.
Somebody's like reading that off on one of the like the cast iron bison, part of the undamaged part of the strut, and like all the workers are looking at each other like, couple of weeks? Are we sure? We think this is just gonna go? And then all of a sudden you just hear this rattling that nobody can account for.
And the people who know.
Question. Since the different struts have a way to communicate with the entire strut at these enhanced statues, would Titan have a way to do the same but for the entire city?
Ooh.
Oh, almost certain.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
If the dome is closed on the amphitheater, it's only within the dome. If you open the shutters on the dome, it can be heard anywhere within a strut Titan. and if you completely open the dome, like the dome can be retracted, and then it projects the sound outward to functionally the entire city.
I was kind of imagining that, like, at the very top, there's, like, cables running to each, like, statue from the top of the...
Excellent, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Chekhov's cables, got a zip line down those.
Or snap them.
That too.
Well, that's pretty cool. Zip lines are pretty cool.
Oh,
We love a zip line. I don't know.
cats can absolutely climb on those cables.
Oh, yeah.
It depends on how steep they are.
True, but all the same.
I mean, give the cats the right gizmos.
All right, Emily. All that being established, what compass would you like? Set our course. This will be the final compass of I'm Sorry Did You Say Street Man.
Well, as is now my motto, just whatever comes to mind, because that's what I've got. And the thing that popped into my mind was as soon as you said rumors, I think the compass should just be the rumor mill.
The rumor mill.
All of the rumors spreading around town with how much has happened recently. Explosion, underground things and people disappearing, mercenaries being brought in, martial law established. You know everybody's got different theories.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you get to start by exploring the city. So you get to set the first neighborhood, landmark, or resident.
I'm feeling I should go back to Reprieve. It's looking a little lonely on my board.
Let's go to Reprieve.
Flip a coin for landmark or person. I'm literally flipping a coin.
Yeah, do it.
Person!
All right, who lives in Reprieve?
Time to meet someone in Reprieve connected to rumors. I mean, you know me, they're going to be a bit of a troublemaker. And by troublemaker, I think somebody who had tried getting workers to band together into a union.
Ooh.
And now they just got a whole bunch more fodder to convince them with. Ooh, Yvain's a good name.
Ooh, Yvain.
I like Yvain.
Did you say vein or vein? TH or V?
Yvain.
Oh, Yvain.
But like Yvain. Yvain.
What kind of pronouns are we using for Yvain?
We stand strong, ladies. Let's do she, her. As in sure.
All right.
So, a gender, she, her, gotcha.
What do you want for a vignette here? What's the scene? What do you want?
Well, I want to establish that they are very much against the corporations and the hold that they have, and the fact that just 10 rich people who decided they're in charge were able to control the city like that. So, definitely at some sort of eating where they're trying to get more support to stand up against this ridiculous control for claiming to find an organization responsible that we don't even know if they exist. Little angry salon of this has to stop, and why shouldn't we stop it ourselves?
Hey, Yvain.
Yeah.
You can't be talking like that. Especially not right now.
Especially not right now? What do you mean not right now? Now is the best time to...
Hey, easy. They're right outside. Patrol's gonna be coming by any minute now. They hear you talking like this? You think they can do any good from underwater? From the far side of the lake? Listen. I get it. I think you're talking at the wrong volume.
And I think that if we don't talk now, then when are we going to? They're just going to control the narrative if we don't make our voices heard before we have a chance.
Yvain, it's... Listen, you know I've been more or less on side since the beginning. It's been a while, right? Like, it's just... I don't know, hey, maybe they're right. Maybe they will just pass, this will just pass, the folks who blew up the strut, they're gonna get brought in, and then everything will go back to normal, and we can get back to organizing then. But for right now, we draw too much attention? We draw too many more boots on here? I mean, shit, we're already getting stepped on. You got a plan for that?
Maybe I don't want to go back to normal.
Also, who's to say they'll actually let these mercenaries leave? Why would they give up control like that? What if they're the ones behind everything and they're just using this as an excuse? Yes, I don't think we need to be shouting that when mercenaries are coming by. We need to be smart about when and who we talk to about it, but we can't just keep ignoring this. It's not gonna get any better.
Exactly. When is the tipping point? When will there be enough of us before we actually start acting?
The door slams open. We're in a bar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or some
Yeah,
sort
we're
of
probably
food hall.
just like a neighborhood bar,
Yeah.
neighborhood hangout.
Oh, Lex, do you want to be part of the scene? Would you be interested in being a cop?
I mean, when you say it like that, no.
That would be how I would cast you. But so what I was going to do is I was thinking the person that walks in is kind of the local loyalist asshole that everyone hates. And he always drinks at that same bar. And who has he made friends with but one of the mercs?
Oh.
Just because you're a mercenary doesn't mean you necessarily agree with what's going on. It's just your company got hired and now you're like, okay, what the fuck?
Hey, look, when we say ACAB, that includes paramilitary.
Hey, check it out. Look who I made buddies with. Come on, let's get around.
Oh, that's so great. You actually made a friend. Are you sure they actually want to be your friend, though? Or is this just another person that's gonna, like, take all your money again, like your ex?
You added such deep lore in 4 seconds to this man.
She deserved it.
But the character that I'm playing just got fucking machine gunned. Just come on, we don't talk about her. She moved over to Ocean View anyhow. Nah, this is my new buddy. I'm gonna mess up this name. Why don't you say what your name is?
You definitely forgot your name.
So thoughtful of you.
Sorry. just the improv of no, but.
Let's be real, Ben's character is a masochist. That's the only reason you still come back to this bar is because you know you're going to get destroyed.
Oh, for sure.
He takes it as playful ribbing.
Uh-huh. You said ribbing, and my brain went, his name's Ribeye. That's not...
That's how brains work.
No, he's a mercenary. He probably has some stupid nickname like Ribeye.
Yeah.
He's Ribeye.
He's
Just
Ribeye.
a big,
He's
tall,
got a dumb
beefy
nickname.
dude.
This is not the weirdest thing we've named a character. Roll with it.
No.
True.
Ribeye, like the steak. Good to meet you.
Like the steak.
So what's new? What are we talking about? What's happening? Yvain, how you been?
Oh, you know. Surviving day to day.
I tell you what, we've been thriving. Things ain't been better here in my whole life.
Oh, you must have a short life. I swear you were born yet.
I think he's still on denial after his ex broke up with him and took all the stuff, because I think it was all actually hers to begin with.
Well, I do hear that he's picked up a new way to make some money, keeping your pockets full.
Nothing good has ever happened to this man.
No, my character's like besties with his ex and was just like, when she finally broke up with him, it's like, finally.
Yeah, you were like
Finally.
childhood neighbors.
This dude has never known love.
And nor should he, if we're honest. Yeah, I hear you picked up a few coins, trading information.
Yep. He sits down, puts his elbows on the table and leans in, looks left, looks right, and then looks directly at Yvain in the eyes. Union organizers.
Doesn't even blink. Oh, interesting. I didn't think you would have anything to do with organization. You seem to keep losing everything.
City's crawling with malcontents. They bring them in from the outside and they sow discord. Ain't that right, Ribeye?
Yeah.
I thought they were just bringing in mercenaries.
Ribeye ain't a mercenary. Ribeye's a patriot. Ribeye's the best damn thing ever happened to this city.
Nope, I'm absolutely a mercenary. I'm being paid to oppress the people. Yeah, that's what's happening.
I love how honest you are, Ribeye.
I get that a lot.
Is that your real name or never?
No.
Mind? Fair.
Hey, if you're ever interested in another line of work, there's options here. I get. Well, no. Go.
honest
If you're
ways to
ever
make a living.
interested in another line of work, go somewhere else.
Hey, they're giving me dental, so like.
Oh, they do dental.
They can afford dental. I thought they couldn't.
Oh.
Game Oven's most precious resource, dental.
Dental. Hey, when you have the resources to care about other people's teeth.
I only had 5 teeth left before I took this job.
what
Now
are
I've got 39.
what are they made
Too
of?
many teeth.
They're all gold.
Oh.
Well, you might want to keep your mouth shut. You never know who's lurking in the shadows if you're walking around with that much money in it.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. You never know when the ghost will come and get it.
Very spooky. Yes, we do.
I don't believe in ghosts.
Probably for the best.
The ghost actually absolutely exists.
I can't stab it. It's not real.
Have you
Just
tried?
because you haven't imagined it doesn't mean it's not real. Just because you can't wrap your mind around it. I mean, the number of things this guy can't wrap his mind around, it's impressive when they're all real.
You know, I think
Scruples.
you guys could be a little nicer to this guy. Maybe he's shit because you're so mean. I don't know.
Well, Ribeye,
How
stick
long
around.
have you known him?
Maybe you'll figure it out.
I can work with people. I can be a little nicer. Thank you for the beer.
Yeah, you got it. Anything for my little brother.
Yeah, I forget you're related, because you're actually nice.
Don't remind me.
You got all the good stuff anyway.
Well, on that note, this has been Yvain. I believe that we have some other people that we're meeting up with. Looking like it's about time that we moved on.
Well,
Starts edging towards the door.
I'm sure I'll be able to see you another time. We'll always have plenty to talk about.
Nice. I think I'll stick around and keep our new friend here some company. Also, I do apologize. You know I'm just like to poke fun.
Nah, it's no hard feelings. It's all in good fun. We're all workers here, right? That's our humor. Anyway, Ribeye, we gotta hit the next bar. We're just sticking and moving, ain't we?
Yup.
You don't want to stick around and enjoy a drink? Sometimes there's really good stories that float around.
Nah, the big guy slams it down and gets up and he does the Midwest pat on the table, pat pat, and then gets up and is like, "Come on, Ribeye, let's get on."
Yeah, before Ribeye leaves, I think he's gonna walk up to Yvain and drop. What faction would Yvain have a friend in? Of the factions we've established?
I mean, it could be any of the worker
yeah,
factions.
Any.
So, like,
Yeah, I was asking if he had a favorite or something. He drops a silver coin, a very particular kind of silver. Like, one side is just like a cauldron, and the other side, some other witch symbol.
The moon, a hearth, trees.
Yeah, one of those. So he drops like a silver coin, yeah, which is like one of the ways the boiler room witches might use to identify each other. And he's gonna drop that, so you understand that he's maybe actually a friend. And he's gonna drop a key in front of you and just say, "They could use your help," and walk away.
Ooh.
Just stares at him as he goes. What do you think?
Ribeye is secretly based.
Yes.
Because we say ACAT.
Now I want to know about the adventures of Ribeye and his 34 gold teeth.
Based, confirmed.
Getting that a reprieve.
7 of those are just backup.
So then what is Yvain's true name?
Oh,
A beacon in the darkness. The voice of reason.
Sundown Beacon.
Sundown Beacon. Wow, wow, wow.
Do you have any thoughts, Emily, for true names?
my thoughts are spinning around something about sparks and flame.
Sparks and flame.
I keep thinking the ember and the ashes,
Wait.
but that's because it's from a book I just read.
Hmm.
That actually is something that sparked that popped in my head.
So I'm thinking, okay, sparks I like around something volatile, maybe sawdust.
Spark in a coal mine is a thing I just said.
Spark in a coal mine.
That explodes, right? I don't know.
Spark in a haystack.
Oh, that has a good mouthfeel though. Spark in a haystack? I don't know.
I like that.
I kind of
Are
like
there
that.
haystacks here, though?
They got agriculture. They got to eat something.
What hay is?
The spark in the haystack, I think, is good.
They've got dental.
Got dental insurance.
Reminds me of my favorite movie, A Needle in a Time Stack.
Spark in a haystack sounds, it has a better ring to it than like, pile of sticks, you know?
I'm kind of down with it. All right. It is Bree's turn to wander the city. Neighborhood, landmark, or resident. The compass is rumors, or the rumor mill.
Thank you for listening to Game Movement. If you like what we're doing, pop on by the review section in your favorite podcasting app and leave us a review. You can also support us over on Patreon. This week we were playing I'm Sorry, Did You Say Street Magic by Caro Asercion, featuring Brianna Jean, TT Benjamin, Lex Olden, Zadkiel Vasky Huff, and Emily.